Kulwant, we're going to, again, just dive straight in.
Okay.
Kulwant did align with us the last round, 12-week soul alignment. When you started with us, can you describe your experience of life at that point?
I wasn't really in a good place at the time. Very dark, I would say. Didn't really know where I was. I was a bit lost. And so, yeah, I think although I have been in good place many a times before, but that wasn't a good period. And I'm really glad that I came on board when I did.
Yeah, I think we spoke about this many times, obviously, but I always felt you were kind of going through this period of a dark night of the soul, literally the light, when you've fallen down the well and you can't see the light. And right at that point, you were kind of, I don't want to use the word desperate, but like there was a call from within you for something more, like you needed something more in your world.
Yeah.
And you were kind of stuck for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
really
exactly
stuck,
how
sticky.
I felt.
Yeah, really stuck.
Yeah.
And the one thing I want to talk about a little bit is your feeling of being stuck and your feeling of being alone and things like that were really calling you, and you then made that you needed a relationship.
Yes.
But you wanted that in your life.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about the realization of actually it wasn't that you were searching for?
It wasn't that at all. But that's what I thought it was. And as I worked with you, I realized that actually it wasn't that. I think many weeks after working with you, I realized that it wasn't a relationship that I was missing. There were things that were missing in me on a soul level. Like you said, I was seeking and I didn't really know what I was seeking. And I was also on my journey. And I think I also realized on reflection that growth was happening at the time. But growth is always, as you're growing, um, also going through the darkest period ever.
Yeah,
And
totally.
yeah, but I was aware, and yet I wasn't able to handle it. I was aware that I was doing the journey, but I wasn't actually able to handle it, and I felt I needed some help. I needed some protection. I needed some loving. I needed a reassurance.
Yeah.
And so I'm grateful that you were there to just hold my hand and say, well, you know what? It's not a biggie. Everything will fall into place and everything will be okay. So yeah, there were a couple of months that I kind of fell off the wagon, as they say, and so recovered very beautifully, and came back to myself glowing and being very graceful with everything.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what else you wanted to change in your life, but I actually don't know. Well, you can tell me. I don't know whether you even knew, really, at that point.
I don't think I did, but once I stepped out of my comfort zone, and because I'd kind of joined meetup group for many years and I never ventured out, never did anything about it. And you suggested that I should go out there and do something about it. And I only went to one outing with them and found a walking buddy out of that, who I still walk with. And things kind of just, I think what happened was universe made a way for me, realizing that, okay, she's stepping out of her comfort zone. And now I will meet her halfway too. And
Yeah.
let's do something about this. And things kind of just started to happen. And really, it wasn't a huge thing that I did. I just went to one meeting, but it turned out to be really big for me, because it brought self-confidence back to me. And with that, I started to do much more and felt good in myself.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think there was a confidence issue that was happening at the time, although I'm not an unconfident person.
Well,
I don't
I think
lack
maybe
confidence.
yeah, I now the cool one I see is who I know you are. But then it was like, I think your lack of feeling loved was making your confidence kind of hide. It's like, I really am a person that believes that we don't build confidence. Our natural confidence is already innate within us. We just need to strip back the blocks to
Yes.
that, like stripping back the blocks to love. Like love is always within you. If you're
Yeah.
not feeling love or self-love, you're blocking it. It's there. And your confidence is exactly the same. And the thing with you was, because I want to address this actually to everybody that's watching. Loneliness is usually a call for you to connect to yourself first, primarily. That first. But secondly, it's a call for tribe, because we need that. We need people who understand us and get us, and who can help us to grow. We don't grow when we're by ourselves, like to the fullest potential. You can meditate, you can chant, you can do yoga, and you will grow to certain degrees. But
Yes.
the place where we grow the most is in community. That's how we're built.
Yes.
And so I was trying to encourage you to go to different places, because you sort of originally said to me, which actually many, many people, if not most of the people that work with me, say, I don't have tribe and they don't exist here.
Yeah.
And you had that belief of like, well, I'm here in Birmingham and there aren't people here really for me. Like, I don't have that. So this craving then comes of, I'm lonely, I don't have people, and the craving says, you need a man, right? You need a relationship, when actually you weren't filling yourself up enough to even pick the right kind of person. Like, that kind of person picks the first person that likes them, or just steps into a relationship when they know it's actually not quite right for them. And I didn't want that for you. Well, you don't
That's
want
very
that for
true.
you.
Yeah, that's very true. And when you talk about tribe was always there, but
Yeah.
I wasn't connecting because I was playing the victim, and I was feeling sorry for myself and saying, ooh, look, nobody cares, nobody loves me, and blah, blah, blah. And once I connected with myself, I realized actually the tribe is so big that I don't have time to see everyone.
So
It was like
funny.
recognition. I know. But it was just recognizing that they're all there. It's me who's not making the effort. And in fact, when I did connect, I'm being told, we want to see you, but you seem to be very busy. And I felt really good hearing that, because it's the truth. That was the truth.
So it's perception.
Yeah. And self-sabotaging.
Yes,
That's what I was
absolutely.
doing.
Yeah. But what I loved about your journey was that as soon as you realized this, and particularly, I want to address procrastination, because you were a terrible procrastinator, right? Oh, you don't mind me saying that, I hope. Right? But you were doing that, right? And we all do it somewhere. So I'm not just pointing at you.
Oh, I've done it many times,
Yeah,
Robert. It
we all
wasn't
do
just
it.
then.
Everyone does it, right? And it can become a terrible pattern, because it's, to me, it's one of the tools that your ego can use really effectively and really easily. Literally just whispers in your ear, go, oh, don't do that thing, oh, you're not feeling well, or oh, there's this other thing, it does it really well. It doesn't have to hardly do anything to take you off track.
Yes.
And so there was perception, but there was also the procrastination. And as soon as you made the decision to actually do it? Because, you know, there was a few weeks at the beginning where you were still struggling in this place of, you know, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't, you know, that was the regular speech pattern.
Yes.
At the moment you did it, that you actually went to the meetup and you met people and you started integrating yourself, there was this shift in you. And really from that point, because you know, we said on the last call, we were laughing about it a lot with everybody, that you just kind of started to glow, and a bit like Vix, you know, if any of you watched that interview with Vix, like she kind of fell in love with herself halfway through. You had a similar thing where you suddenly woke up and you never went back to that dark place.
No, because this is who I really am. And I knew that, I mean, I know who I really am, but I couldn't understand that Kulwant that was kind of playing the victim, was feeling sorry for herself, you know, just wasn't her. But I was still aware of what was going on with me. It just felt that I wasn't in control at the time. I really felt I wasn't in control. And then when you said, well, you know, you need to go out there, and I, like I said, I only stepped out once to meet, to, you know, go to these meetings, and, you know, as if magic happened, and I kind of started walking, and I feeling good about myself, and everything just fell into place again. So it's just that little tiny little step that I had to take that I wasn't taking.
Yes, absolutely. I want to ask you, what else do you feel changed in you during your time on the course?
I think I found myself. I was, you know, like I said at the beginning, when I came to you, I felt lost. I really felt lost, and I thought, well, what's gone wrong with my life? You know, I was feeling so great, and suddenly everything is kind of just caving on me. And so for me, I think it was like a blip time, and you just helped me over over that period to come back to myself. And of course, you know, there's been much growth in the meantime. Perhaps more
and your
awareness.
confidence is like totally escalated and elevated.
Yeah, yeah. And I've grown so much, and, you know, well, I guess I was growing all the time, but it was just that period that I was kind of really, you know, in the darkness. And I guess if you weren't there, I I probably would have come out of it, but it probably would have taken me longer.
I think so. I think those kind of periods where it's the dark night of the soul, it's actually somewhat necessary. Sometimes pain is necessary, but a lot of the time what happens is when people are in it, they don't have people that can really help them out of it. And that's the difference. That's why I'm always saying about the fact that we need community, we need tribe, because your tribe members who are at the level that you need, which is conscious awareness. I'm not talking about just hanging out with people at the pub or going to the cinema. I mean, you can do that, it's fine, but I'm talking about consciously creating people, conscious co-creators of the world. You need them to help you out of it, because otherwise you just do this spinning thing where you're just stuck, you know, and you go round the same loop for ages. And I'm always saying, you know, I really care about the people that I work with. I really do. I really, you know, I love you already, but then I work with you, I love you even more. You know, it's a deep feeling for me.
I could feel that. I could feel that. I could feel the care and compassion. And I think at the time, that's what I needed.
Yes.
That's what I really needed.
You needed some loving, Mama, so you could love yourself.
Yes, that's all I needed. I just needed somebody to hold my hand. And you did that. You made me feel loved. And I know that's what we need at times. And we feel that there's nobody around. Of course, there are people, but because we are kind of victimizing ourselves, it feels as if there isn't. But yeah, you were wonderful. So you know, You really
Thank you,
did kind
sweetie.
of, helped me, and I'm very grateful.
Can I ask you, what was your favorite week on the course? What was the favorite Align week? Do you have
Probably
one?
the last week, I think, because I had gone back into my prime again, uh, and we were all, it felt that whoever was sharing at the time, they were all much more relaxed, and
Yes.
they had all worked on themselves, and so everybody was more together than they had been at the beginning. So probably the last couple of sessions.
Yeah, I think the last call we all did together was so funny.
It was
It was so
hilarious.
much
Yeah.
fun. I
Yes.
actually think I might look at little bits of those and see if I can edit them and share them, but I will obviously let you guys see first to see if you want to. But I watched it actually a couple of times back because it was so funny.
Yeah, we laughed a
It was
lot, and
so good.
laughter is always good for the soul in any case, and it just felt much lighter and very sweet. And you could
It
see people
was.
coming out of their shells a little bit more than they were right at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we were all sort of caught up in our own little web at the
Yeah.
beginning.
And then you got me
But
emotional because I said to you, how are you feeling? And you called yourself magic. You said you felt
yeah,
like magic. And that made me emotional because I was remembering you at the beginning
yes,
and the difference to get to that place to say you feel like magic, like not even saying, oh, I love myself or, I see my worth, like,
yeah,
you're magical.
yes, yes, that's true. I had a conversation with some seminar with some women yesterday, and we did a meditation, and so we were supposed, in the meditation we would find symbols, and
Okay.
I, in my meditation, I saw light, and I thought I can't not say what I saw. And I think there were about 5 questions or something, and I said to them, I said, I am the light, and I'm happy to be the light, and I'm happy to share this light with everybody. And that's what I feel about me. And I'm not going to sit here thinking, oh, I shouldn't say this, because it just feels rather overwhelming
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
say that I love myself, because I
Hmm.
do. And that's where I am. And that's why I went through all that shitty stuff that I went through, to
Yeah.
be able to sit here and actually say, I am the light. I am here to make a difference. And I am making a difference. I mean, ex-in-laws coming forward and telling me how much they love me. It takes some doing. It
Do you know
takes
what's popped
some
into my
doing.
head? I need to share this with you. Week 5, dream week. And actually after that, because I say to everyone, give me your dreams for that week, like 3 dreams that week. But for some people don't dream as well. So I think ours expanded a little bit because we were a bit confused. And we didn't really see exactly what the dream was trying to say fully, But now I see it. Now I see it really clearly. That every dream you had your family in it. It was
Yeah,
showing you they were already there over
yeah,
and over and over again. It was the same thing, and then there
there
was
you
people
go.
coming into the dreams and kind of like being a bit shady and whatever. So there was like also showing little bits of distrust about going out into the world and finding other tribe. But clearly it was showing you your family were already there, your tribe.
Yeah,
You just
yeah,
weren't seeing them. So I just wanted to
yeah.
pinpoint that out, right?
That's very
Uh,
true. That's very true.
yeah. What was your, okay, I know we've spoke a lot about you finding yourself. Maybe that is this, but I was going to ask, what do you think your biggest takeaway was from the course, or the most significant insight, perhaps?
Um, I don't really know. I think every time I spoke with you, um, it helped me to gather myself a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah. You're a
Uh,
bit discombobulated. I love that word. Like bits of you that just
yes.
needed a little bit. Come in, Kulwant. Come
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I needed
Okay.
to fine tune myself, and I felt a little helpless at the time, And because I felt that, and I think just by communicating with you, uh, I was able to help myself and fine tune myself.
Yeah. What steps, now that we're in 2019, what steps are you implementing for this year since your
Okay.
transformation?
I think, as I said earlier, I'm already just being. And by just being, a lot is coming to me. Universe is kind of providing. I'm starting a two meditation groups in January. On first one is on the 10th, so looking forward to that.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I think last year I ended up mentoring people without really knowing it was my way of helping them out. But I know that it was quite intense. And I realized that that is my niche, because I'm able to give people love through my words, through my touch, you know. And I know when I do talk to people, and I actually notice on a physical level, they start to shift and sit right on the edge of their seat. So, tell me more kind of thing, including family.
Like me.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm right on the...
Oh, bless you. And I know that is my journey, and I'm here to make a difference. However, I make the difference, I don't know. And it doesn't really matter, because I'm in this very comfortable place with myself. I will let the universe guide me, as it always has.
Yeah.
I'm not really here to prove to anybody what my worth is, or to justify what I'm all about. I've done all that, and now I know.
Or prove to yourself, that whole thing of like,
Exactly.
It's different. Like proving to yourself that you can do something or achieve something is a very different energy, but trying to prove that you're worthy is a whole load of crap.
I'm done with all that. And I think in this lifetime, I realize also that because all my lifetimes have been very painful, and I realized that this lifetime I was here to clear all that and actually start being the authentic one that I am, the love that I am.
Well, I think you're magic. You've been magical. You have. You're like a little unicorn.
Oh, I like
that swears now and again. Because we laughed about that.
Really funny. It's because I don't normally do it, and when I'm really like frustrated, I'm stamping my foot.
I think I might have been a bad influence. I don't know.
No, that wasn't the case. It was coming all from me. So
so funny. We laughed about that a lot in the last call. What would you say to anyone who is thinking of joining the next round of Align? We start the end of January for 12 weeks.
Oh, I think it's somebody who's feeling lost and doesn't know which way to go, where to go, how to go to the next goal of their life or whatever. I think for anyone, you are a good person to come to, like I was. I mean, I had, done a lot of growing, and I still needed you. So it really doesn't matter where you are with your life. We all need somebody or the other to help us out at times. And there's
totally
for everybody. And for me, even though, like I said, done the growing, but I needed that at the time, and you were at the right place at the right time for me. I think this is wonderful. And I think if people feel the need, the calling, that they need somebody to help them out, then yeah, definitely, I think they should look you up and come to you. And also, it's not just finding somebody. I think the other person you are talking to has to be receptive and giving you what you need. And mostly
Yes.
one just needs that acknowledgement, that love, that reassurance that you gave me.
Oh, thank you
Yeah. Well,
for
you know,
that.
it's important. It's so very important to have that reassurance. Uh, we all need it from time to
We
time.
all
We
need it.
all need it from
Yeah,
time
we
to
all
time.
need it. We all need, this is the thing, we need validation. And
Yes.
there is talk. I mean, really, this thing in spiritual communities, sometimes I look at the way we're talking about trying to up level and, you know, or in personal development, definitely in that world, there's a lot of like focus on the positive. And
Yeah.
yes, I do believe that we need to create a soul voice, a voice that is positively charged. It wants your best
Yes.
self, it wants your highest potential. But there's other parts of us that need to be met. The inner child, right? Even the ego to a certain degree. We have to listen and hear what's going on and validate what's happening and then shift the perspective, not just deny and squash and try and eradicate.
Absolutely.
It doesn't work.
Absolutely. So can I just, now that you've mentioned the inner child, can I just go back
Yes.
there?
Yeah. Go.
For me, that was very important. I think when you said what was, you know, most important, probably the inner child, because I have been trying to connect with her, and um, and I didn't think I was going anywhere.
Yeah.
And when you kind of really emphasize and you said you really need to sit with her and acknowledge her, and I think to me that was very important. And maybe that's what it was that shifted. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I
Well,
know
because the
that
thing is,
it
then you're
felt.
validating yourself. You know,
Yeah,
that's the thing. The whole point of doing inner child work first is without that, you don't have a proper foundation because you're not fully connected to
yeah,
the hurt parts of you. That's what I was saying about the validation thing. So when
yeah.
you do that, it doesn't happen straight away. It happens as you parent yourself. It happens over
Yeah,
time. Each step you take, your inner child says, oh, she is looking after
yeah,
me. She is
yeah.
taking care of me. She does love me. And like
Yes,
any child, it doesn't happen straight away. You know, I'm always saying to many people who've done my inner child meditation, at first your inner child might not even speak to you, and
yeah.
she shouldn't, or he shouldn't, because you're a stranger if you
Mm.
haven't connected to those parts of you. Doesn't matter whether you believe there's an inner child or not, because we're working with the psyche, but I haven't seen it not work
Mm.
eventually. You know, that connection, it lays the foundation. You start to trust yourself. So
Yes,
quite
that was
possibly.
very important. That was really very important, you know,
Yeah.
for me.
Mm.
And I slowly connected with her. And I guess looking back now, it's because I connected with her that I am sharing what I am sharing today. And it
Yes.
was subtle. It was subtle. I didn't even realize. And I think the penny is probably dropping now than it did before as we talk.
Yeah. The last thing I want to ask you, right? So this has been beautiful, a beautiful unfolding.
Yeah, same here.
But because we mentioned at the beginning about relationship and your desire for relationship, I want to round the interview off by asking you, how do you feel about relationship now at this moment?
Oh, okay. When I was talking to you about all this, I was in a place of desperation, like you said. I felt that all I wanted was a relationship. Uh, but now, looking back, uh, uh, I I mean, there are guys who are interested, but I'm like, I don't think so. Um, I'm very comfortable. I'm really very comfortable where I am with myself.
Mm,
That desperation has totally gone out of the window. because I'm comfortable with myself, I will take my time in getting to know guys. And, it's not be all and end all, because I'm busy doing things with groups, having lots of fun with them. Uh, Honestly, that desperation has totally gone. And I'm told that, I will meet somebody on a soul level and on a romance level, somebody very special who will make me feel very special. Um, but now it's like, yeah, whatever, So look at the difference.
That's
Yeah,
why I asked the question, because the last group call that we did, when we were talking about relationship, and you said, "Oh, I don't even want a man anymore."
yeah,
And I just thought, what a turnaround. Like, I know you would like someone in your life, but it's not that thing of you have to have this person who's going
yeah,
to meet you, who's going to love you, no, you're doing that for you. You're doing that for you
yeah,
so well that
yes,
that desire, that desperation has kind of dropped off. You know,
completely,
you stepped
completely.
into your sassy self,
Yes,
like
yes,
owned it, you
yes.
know?
So because I feel now I'm at the place where I love myself, and I'm very happy to actually say it out loud. Whereas years ago, I found it very difficult to say I love myself, and I also found it difficult to say I'm God. God is me. It was a
Mm,
statement I just couldn't say.
mm,
And so now I am kind of feeling I'm on a journey, and I just want to enjoy this journey with whoever, with
mhm.
whatever. And I think perhaps the expectation has dropped off, and I'm just being me and loving and sharing my time with whoever I am with at the time. That's another thing.
Yeah.
When I'm with somebody, I'm giving them 100%. When I'm not with them, I'm not with them, whether it's my mom or whether it's my children, or whether it's my best friend.
Yeah.
um, and that's another thing I think that's fallen into place, that yes, when I'm with you, I'm totally with you, I'm present in that moment. When I'm not with you, I don't need to be with you, I'm with myself.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
amazing. Because the thing is, in desperation, what can happen is that energy, because it's literally seeking outside, it's like leaking. It's not within you, it's
yes,
leaking out. It's attaching itself to the people that it's trying to get love from. So what you've really clearly told me is you literally plugged up those leakages,
yes,
and you have a relationship, literally the ship with the self,
yes,
rather than trying to get love outside, which is what everyone does at some point. You've
that's very
reeled it
true.
back in. And
Yeah,
I want to end just by saying that I think the most beautiful thing for me witnessing you in, the transformation of you, is firstly how centered you've become, like how much you love yourself, and the fact you called yourself magic that got me all teary. But the other thing is really looking at how your life was so empty, and now
yeah,
it's so unbelievably full.
yes,
And it literally was the change of perception and the action taking
yes,
that brought all that about. That, to me, in that short space of time, is crazy. It was like you were alone and it was empty, and now it's like overflowing, so much so that you're like, oh, what am I going to do with, who am I going to see, you know?
yes, yes, yes. And all in a such short space of time.
So short.
So,
Yeah.
and this just goes to show that, only you only have to step forward a little bit, take a baby step, not even a huge step,
Mm,
and shifts happen. But when you're in that hole, you don't realize that even if I take a baby step, it could make a huge difference.
exactly.
And
I
that's
love
what
that
it
you
is.
said that. I love that you said that. It's so true.
Yeah,
People think sometimes you do have to leap. There are some people that have to leap, but sometimes it's just a decision, right?
yeah,
So it was just your decision to trust me, which I'm really grateful for. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for going through the process. But sometimes it's just that's one decision, and then that's the next step. The next step is, okay, let's take some action, or let's meet our inner child, or let's start to soul journal, or that's why the course was built that way. It's literally steps, so you don't feel like you're just thrown in at the deep end. You have me there to support you, and I hold your hand and just take you through it. And you did it beautifully. And I know you got really busy towards the end, but I didn't care, because I was like, the difference was so like crazy, you know, from the beginning to the end. It didn't matter.
Yes. Well, I'm intending to actually step in the next course when you start.
Yeah.
Because I just want to walk through it again and do it all again on a practical level. I don't think I did as much as I would have liked to, because I got really busy and a bit waylaid. But I think it would be just interesting, and perhaps reiterating on doing all the things from a
I think so.
point, that you know, and walk myself through that one more time, or as many times, you know, it's there.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. If you join, you can walk through it anytime you want, right?
Yes.
And anytime we're doing it, I'm still there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you for your support. Thank you for
You're so
your
welcome.
love. You know, it's all I needed. But when it's not there, then I think that's where people fall off and become lost, because they just don't know where to go, what to do.
So true. So true.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, my honey. Mwah, magical mama.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It means a lot.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching, if you watched right to the end. And if you are interested in joining a line and you want to get in touch with me and ask me any questions, and also I can give you a free 30-minute session so we can look at what's going on in your world. That's what I do with everybody. And just message me, get in touch, and we can arrange it. All right. Have an amazing.
That was also very good.
Oh,
the free session you did, half-an-hour session you did with me. I think that's what really got me interested to begin with, and that's when I decided, okay, I do want to, because I connected with you on a soul level, and it felt, yes, you know, if anybody can help me, will be this person.
Well, the thing for me is I think a lot of the time it's hard to explain exactly what I do. Many people wouldn't really get it. And so the reason I give that is so people can actually feel me and they can hear the insights that I give them. Then you can decide from that place. Before then, it's going to be really hard for you to understand exactly what's going on. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So have an amazing 2019. Everyone but you, my darling. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Watch this space.
I'm watching.
Yes.
Look at your face.
I feel it. I feel magic. I feel magic is going to happen this year. And I also don't feel that we have to really work hard on getting what we want. We kind of ask and we sit back and say, okay, fine, universe, let it happen.
The receiving.
I'm more in the receiving mode now. And, you know, my Christmas was fine example to show me that, you know, sit back and let me help you, and you know, look what happened. I mean, I can't say enough about what happened at Christmas. It just it really was magical and received so much love, but then I also gave just as much back.
You did. You do. Well, I can't wait to see more magic. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone.